It's the ones that are scared that scare me. I think we all need to kind of have our fear radar on at all times to look for the person that just, they seem nervous, as they're gearing up, their hands are shaky. They don't look at you in the eye and they don't laugh at your jokes. And, they just have that vibe. Those are the ones that get hurt. I showed a video just now of one of the guys that just, he's real stiff, real nervous under canopy, he's scared of his parachute. He's got a Saber 3, 190, and it's way faster than he's been jumping, and it just terrifies him. And he ended up flaring high and letting his toggles off and smacked on his butt really hard with his hands and feet in front of him. We were just talking about that when people get scared, they put their feet in front of them, they put their hands in front of them, and they go, "Oh!" That's not flying, you know? That, that's, you have to stay in the saddle. You have to stay in that place of trust that you still have power. And keep the gear under the airplane, because it's the only way to save your ass, literally and figuratively. But these are things that I say this not because you do it, but because we're going to keep seeing people do these, sort of standard traps. And it's up to us to prevent the accidents, to catch it before it actually becomes an ambulance ride or a helicopter ride. You just go, all right, that's the nervous guy. Let's sit down and spend some long, slow time with this person, if possible. And not to say that you can fix it. I spent a half an hour with this worried tandem student on Sunday. Just, she's like looking very nervous, and her boyfriend's there, and he's not jumping. He's like, "Oh no, I'm not doing this." And she looked so scared. I was like, "It's okay, honey. It's normal to be scared. You just got to focus on your breathing and stay relaxed." Well, she finally did go for it. She did jump. And what did the TI do? He spun her silly under canopy, and she puked everywhere, all over the place. The same thing happened to my manager at the wind tunnel. I didn't realize she did her first jump on Sunday. TI was entertaining himself doing spinny stuff, and she barfed.
Ugh.
This jump is not for you.
That's not fun to me. I
No,
don't, when I see people doing that, I'm like, I don't get anything out of the
no.
toddle.
Even the prep work, right? So I was watching the tandem videos right before, like, so you're about to do a skydive. There's different ways to do that. And the mental, or the framework that you have to psych them up and make this extreme, you're jumping out of a plane. Here we go. How do you feel? They put the camera in your face. They don't need that. They need the opposite. They need somebody to speak slowly and, check in with them, because they're scared and they're right on the edge of freaking out. And so I think that needs to change, for the video guys and TIs that are all about adrenaline. They can feed their own adrenaline, on a base jump in the middle of the night, after the jumping's done. But when you're serving the public, it's my not so humble opinion that you need to soothe them and slow down and not spin them. May not be a popular opinion, but I deeply believe it's the truth.
Yeah.
Or at least ask the students what kind of flight they want.
Oh, they ask them anyway. I noticed they'll like, "Oh, you want to do the X Games exit?" They'll tumble them or whatever, and then they puke away. Not all of them, but yeah, I understand. Yeah, give them the options, but you really want to give them an option that increases the chances of you being covered in lunch. Give them a jump or two first. Let's see how they handle the first one when you just do smooth 90-degree turns the whole time. You don't spin them in free fall. Do they really need that? Your goal is not just to get them to the ground, it's to get them to come back.
Yeah.
So I see this everywhere. It's not just that one drop zone that I went to. It's super common. And I just, try it on, see if this is the truth. That the slower, kinder, gentler method of instruction for somebody who's, they're just walking off the street into the drop zone. You don't know anything about them yet. Even if they got tattoos and they look cool and like, oh yeah, this guy rode a motorcycle to the drop zone. He's cool. Yeah, he still might puke.
Yeah.
Or he still might get scared enough that he doesn't come back.
I think most TIs look at tandem jumpers as one-time events because they are. Because
Off-
most of them end
often they
up
are.
being so.
Yep. You
Could
gotta
we
roll
do
into
things
it.
to change it? Very well possible.
Mhm.
But I think that's kind of the root of it is they're looking at these people as a one-time event because that's most of the people they run across.
Yep. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And I think it's also true because of that expectation,
Could be.
right? Because you treat them differently because you're not expecting they're going to become a world champion. And yet some of them are, and many of them could have been, but they aren't because you gave them that puke tandem or something for your own amusement. You spun them around because you're bored. It's your 8th tandem of the day. So let's spin them silly. Yeah.
No thanks.
No thanks. Puke is gross. And it's not great for the gear. I mean, it's acidic, right? And then the harness smells like it, and the next person smells it on the way to altitude a little bit,
Hmm.
right? Nothing like the smell of puke to make you pukey. Oh dear. Yeah, my not so humble opinion. Hey, I've been doing this for 38 years. I'm allowed to form some opinions, even if they're maybe not all that popular initially, but somebody's got to say it.
I was about to say the same thing.
Somebody's got to say it. I'm Brian Germain, and thank you for joining.